The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Morgan Housel introduces the concept that our relationship with money is not just about the numbers, but also about our emotions, beliefs, and psychological biases. He highlights that these non-financial factors have a huge impact on our financial decisions and outcomes. Chapter 1: Money is a Story. The author introduces the idea that money is not just a physical currency, but a complex narrative that shapes our behavior and attitudes. The conclusion highlights the importance of understanding money as a story and how this can shape our perspectives and behavior. Chapter 2: Money is a Measure of Success. The chapter discusses how money has become a ubiquitous symbol of success and how this affects our perceptions of worth. The conclusion emphasizes the danger of equating money with success and how this can lead to negative feelings of worth and value. Chapter 3: How Money Shapes Our Identity. The author explains and stresses the importance of being mindful of how money influences our identity and to not let it become a primary source of self-worth. Chapter 4: The Paradox of Possession. The chapter explores the tension between the joy of acquiring possessions and the burden of maintaining them. The conclusion emphasizes the balance between enjoying the benefits of possessions while avoiding becoming burdened by them. Chapter 5: The Allure of Big Bets. The author discusses the appeal of making large investments and the dangers of letting emotions guide financial decisions. The conclusion warns against the temptation of making big financial bets and to be mindful of the risks involved. Chapter 6: Fear and Greed. The chapter explores the role of fear and greed in financial behavior and how they can lead to irrational decisions. The conclusion stresses the importance of avoiding fear and greed in financial decisions and to be guided by rational thinking. Chapter 7: The Cost of Overconfidence. The author explains how overconfidence can be costly in the financial world and why it is important to be humble. The conclusion highlights the importance of being humble and avoiding overconfidence when making financial decisions. Chapter 8: The Benefits of Skepticism. The chapter discusses the importance of being skeptical of financial information and avoiding groupthink. The conclusion emphasizes the importance of being skeptical and avoiding groupthink when making financial decisions. Chapter 9: The Power of Patience. The author explains the benefits of waiting and how patience can lead to long-term success. The conclusion stresses the importance of patience in financial success and how waiting for the right opportunity can lead to long-term success. Chapter 10: The False Sense of Security. The chapter explores how our brains are wired to seek security and how this can lead to overdependence on traditional forms of investment. The conclusion highlights the importance of avoiding a false sense of security when making financial decisions and to be mindful of the risks involved. Chapter 11: The Cost of Convenience. The author explains how the ease of financial transactions can come at a cost and how to weigh the trade-off. The conclusion stresses the importance of weighing the benefits and costs of convenience when making financial decisions. Chapter 12: The Confusion of Correlation and Causation. The chapter discusses how our brains often mistake correlation for causation and how this affects financial decisions. The conclusion highlights the importance of avoiding confusing correlation with causation when making financial decisions. Chapter 13: The Perils of Overthinking. The author explains how overthinking can lead to indecision and missed opportunities. The conclusion emphasizes the importance of avoiding overthinking and making decisions in a timely manner. Chapter 14: The Psychology of Debt. The chapter explores the emotional and psychological impact of debt and the reasons people accumulate it. The conclusion stresses the importance of avoiding debt and being mindful of the emotional and psychological impact it can have. Chapter 15: The Role of Expectations. The author discusses the impact of expectations on financial decisions and the importance of being realistic. The conclusion highlights the importance of having realistic expectations when making financial decisions and avoiding overoptimism. Chapter 16: The Benefits of Diversity. The chapter explains the importance of diversifying investments and avoiding putting all your eggs in one basket. The conclusion stresses the importance of diversifying investments and avoiding putting all your eggs in one basket. Chapter 17: The Power of Compound Interest. The author discusses the impact of compound interest on wealth and the importance of starting early. The conclusion emphasizes the importance of starting early and taking advantage of compound interest for long-term financial success. Chapter 18: The Cost of Time Horizon. The author explains how our time horizon affects financial decisions and how to think long-term. The conclusion highlights the importance of thinking long-term and avoiding short-term thinking when making financial decisions. Chapter 19: The Importance of Mindset. The chapter explores the role of mindset in financial success and how to cultivate a growth mindset. The conclusion stresses the importance of developing a growth mindset and avoiding a fixed mindset when approaching finances. Chapter 20: The Future of Money. The author concludes by discussing the future of money and the potential impact of technology on finance. The conclusion highlights the potential impact of technology on finance and the importance of being mindful of the changes and opportunities it presents.